Crooked Joe Biden just agreed to pay a $6 billion ransom to the Iranian dictatorship in exchange for hostages. This is yet another Biden surrender and a further blistering humiliation of the United States of America to the world stage. But even worse, this decision will be extremely deadly. Biden is giving $6 billion to the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. Just as when Obama sent the Iranian regime pallets of cash for hostages in the dark of night, remember? Plane loads of cash. Biden's ransom payment will be immediately used to stoke violence, bloodshed, and mayhem throughout the Middle East and all around the world, costing countless innocent lives.
Hard to even explain exactly just the mass casualties that happened right here. In fact, the Israeli military says they still don't have a clear number, but I'm talking to some of the soldiers and they say what they've witnessed as they've been walking through these different houses, these different communities, babies, their heads cut off. That's what they said. Gunned down, families completely gunned down in their beds. You can see some of these soldiers right now comforting each other. Many of them reserves who jumped into action, leaving their own families behind as well, not knowing the sheer horror that they were about to come to. They say they've never experienced anything like this. This is nothing that anyone could have even imagined when you're walking through here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have at least 11 Americans who have been killed in the Hamas terror attacks that took place over the weekend on Saturday. These attacks were in Israel. Other Americans have likely been held hostage. Those families are reporting that Joe Biden has not reached out to them, that nobody in the administration has reached out to them. We are living inside of the weak men creating hard times cycle. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. There are no other words, especially as a parent, as you witness the horrors of what happened this weekend. It is truly, truly evil.
Iranian lawmakers chanting death to America. That is clearly how they feel, or certainly the way that they are expressing themselves.
And that's coming after new intelligence is saying that Iran, this headline reads, Iran helped plot attack on Israel over several weeks. Of course, we know that this is coming after the $6 billion we gave to Iran. By the way, what's going on with all those migrants? We got millions of migrants who apparently the Biden administration may have lost track of, right, flooding across the southern border. A very historic picture, because this is the picture where Donald Trump, then President Donald Trump, sat down with leaders of Israel and leaders of Palestine and signed a unanimous, historic peace deal. Called it the dawn of the new Middle East. I remember that not too long ago. But here's the thing, with all of this going on, Andy, can you take a wild guess into who they're blaming for this?
Trump.
Oh man, you got it. They're literally trying to blame this guy, right? There's just a lot going on here, Andy. I got some supporting stuff, but let's get into it. What is your take on what's going on?
I don't think people are going to like to hear what I think is going on. And I'm going to say it as a matter of what I observe. I think it's horrible when people get killed like this. These people are innocent people on both sides. These are just citizens of humanity that are getting caught in between the power struggle and the dick swinging contest of the global elite. Okay, so I want to say that first off. I feel disgusted for what's happening to both the Israeli citizens and also the Palestinians, because it's being done by people who do not give a shit about them. All right, and they're rallying them up about these causes that only the elite people, we're fighting rich people's wars. That's what it comes down to. And we are pawns and cockroaches that are expendable commodities for them to get whatever it is they're trying to get. All right. So before I even get into this, understand that I don't stand with either one of these people. I stand with the people of this country, the American citizens. That's who I stand with. I see all these people saying, I stand with this or I stand with that. Okay, well, if you stand with those countries, then get your ass on a fucking airplane and go over there and fight with them, if that's who you stand for. And it's also interesting that those same people who say, I stand with this or I stand with that, never say, ever, that they stand for the tens of thousands of American citizens that are killed every year in our inner cities, murdered in cold blood. They don't ever say, I stand with the 100,000 plus drug overdose victims that are American citizens in this country. They never say, I stand for the children who are being manipulated by some disgusting perverts in our education system. They don't ever say, I stand for the tens of thousands of homeless veterans that have served our country that are now shit on and spit on by our own government. All right? They don't ever say any of those things. They don't ever say that. Why is that? Why are you guys so quick to stand with these people across the world, but you won't stand up for your neighbors? You won't stand up for your community. You won't stand up for the people here that are being victimized by our oppressive system and our government here in the United States. You know why you don't? Because you don't even mean what you say. You're a fucking coward, all right? It's easy to post, I stand with Israel, or I stand with Palestine, or I stand for the Black Square, or I stand for Ukraine, or I stand. It's easy to post that. And the reason you don't ever say I stand with America is because it's hard to live it. That's a situation that deserves some actual scrutiny. So all of you guys saying I stand with, you're fucking full of shit unless you get your ass on an airplane and go over there and stand with them.
So in this moment, we must be crystal clear. We stand with Israel. Let there be no doubt. The United States has Israel's back. We will make sure the Jewish and democratic state of Israel can defend itself today, tomorrow, as we always have. It's as simple as that. It's atrocities. It's sickening. Where is this?